Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, small group coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I wanted to address something that tends to be very common, especially when people are manifesting a specific person. And I also see that with a lot of my coaching clients, where a lot of you guys are wondering, can I still manifest my specific person if they said such and such? Or if they did such and such in the old story? What if they told me this? What if they told me that? What if they did this? What if they did that? What if they didn't do this or that? What if they didn't say this or that? Can I still manifest them? So this is going to be the topic of today's video. Stay tuned. So a lot of you guys seem to get stuck on something that your SP did or said. Maybe they said, I don't want to have any contact with you. Maybe they said, I don't want to talk to you again. Maybe they said, I'm not attracted to you. Maybe they said, I'm not in love with you. Or I was never in love with you. Maybe they just blocked you. Maybe they just broke up with you and told you this is final. We're never getting back together again. Maybe you're friends with benefits and they've told you, you know what? I don't think I'm seeing a commitment with you at any point in the future. So there's all these scenarios and of course so many others. And a mistake we make is that we tend to get stuck in something the other person said, something the other person did. Usually it's something very hurtful, something very painful, something even traumatic. And that's completely understandable. But then the mistake we make is that we tend to take it as final. We tend to take it as set in stone. It's not going to change. It's never going to change. It's impossible to change. And so then we start trying to manifest that specific person from that premise. So from the outset, we are creating double-mindedness. On the one hand, we have this huge resistance towards what happened, towards what they said or what they did. And we have labeled that final, we have labeled that impossible to change, we have labeled that as something insurmountable, a circumstance that's bigger than us. And on the same breath, we are trying to manifest a loving, committed, exclusive relationship with that person. So on the one hand, we're here saying they don't love me, they told me this, they told me they don't want to talk to me, they blocked me, they hate me, they told me not to contact them again, or whatever else might have gone down. And on the other hand, we say, yes, but I want a committed relationship with that specific person. I want them to love me. I want them to come back to me. So if you're one of these people stuck in this cycle, there's something that you need to remember. And this is something that if you keep forgetting, which especially if you're in the beginning of your journey, you might be forgetting it quite a lot. It's okay. You need, however, to keep reminding this to yourself, is that whatever went down at that moment, whether that was yesterday or a month ago or a year ago or 5 years ago or however long, all it was a reflection of your state and your self-concept and your perception of the situation and the relationship and of the other person at that time. Your person at that time where they said they don't want to speak to you again, they don't want to be with you, they don't want to commit with you, or where they blocked you or whatever they did or said, was just reflecting who you were dominantly being within at that time. Whether, like I said, if that was yesterday or whether it was last year or 5 years ago or whenever. So as much as it hurt, as much as it felt like it came from them and not from you, in reality, they were still mirroring who you were dominantly being within in regards to them, in regards to yourself, in regards to that relationship. They were mirroring your fears, they were mirroring your doubts, your insecurities, they were mirroring your desperation, your obsession, your neediness, whatever that might have been. They were receiving that dominant energy from you. And so they were compelled on a subconscious level, maybe they weren't even consciously aware of it, most likely they weren't consciously aware of it. So they felt compelled on a subconscious level to actually reflect that back to you, exactly like a mirror would. So essentially what you're doing, by staying stuck in the old 3D, in the old story, in the old circumstances, on the one hand, and on the other hand, on the same breath, trying to create something new with that person, is you're basically negating yourself. You're negating what you're saying you believe as a conscious manifestor. And I get that when you first get into this journey, all of this might sound quite incredible. So I'm not saying not give yourself some grace for that. I'm not saying you need to jump into believing 100%, but you need to start from a premise of believing, or at the very least, putting some faith into the idea that your consciousness, your awareness does create your reality. Your consciousness, your awareness is being reflected by the world around you. And that includes other people, and that includes your specific person at all times. There isn't a time when your specific person is not mirroring back to you who you are dominantly being within. So I'm sure you can understand the discrepancy here between staying stuck in the old story on the one hand and manifesting a new story on the other hand. Because on the one hand, you are saying that what I think, what I feel, what I assume, who I dominantly am, what I dominantly believe and expect about this situation and about this relationship and about that person manifests what I see in the 3D reality, in the 3D world. And at the same time, by holding on to all this resistance from the old story or the current circumstances, what you're saying is, no, the law doesn't actually work like that. It's external influences that influence my life. It's life happening to me. I have no control. So which one is it, guys? That's what you need to understand. You can be double-minded, at least as far as the law is concerned. If you have decided, if you have committed to use the law and to use conscious manifesting to recreate a better relationship with your specific person, then this means you're accepting that your dominant inner world, your dominant inner energy and state does create your life, does create your reality. There is no other way and there is no other reality. Who you are within gets reflected back to you from the outside. So you understand then why this is all irrelevant, why the old story is irrelevant, what they said, whatever that might have been. And I'm not saying it wasn't hurtful. I'm sure it was very hurtful. I can assure you we've all had very hurtful experiences that led us to conscious manifesting. But at the same time, you can take heart from knowing the law, from knowing conscious manifesting, because that means all they said, all they did was not with an intention to hurt you, was not out of lack of care for you, was not out of lack of interest for you. It was just a mirroring of your own dominant inner energies. That's what they mirrored. They mirrored who you were at the time, and that's why they said those hurtful words or took those hurtful actions. So this also means, knowing the law and knowing conscious manifesting, you now have the opportunity to create better circumstances, to create a situation in a better way, in a way that's more favorable to you. So the answer to the question, can I still manifest my specific person if they said this or that? If they said, don't talk to me again. If they said, I hate you. If they said, we're never going to be back together again. If they said, I'm not attracted to you. I don't love you. If they blocked me. If they left me for a third party. If they said they're never going to commit to me. No matter what they said or did or didn't say or didn't do, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. So the answer is yes, absolutely. Of course you can manifest your specific person even with those circumstances, even with that old story. The question is, can you get yourself unstuck from that old story? Can you actually believe, and truly practice the concept that your imagination creates your reality? Your inner world creates what you get to see in your outer world. Because you can't be saying that you believe in that premise, you can't be saying that you're practicing that premise, and on the same breath said, well, yes, but what if they said this or that, or did this or that? Well, it doesn't matter, because that was just a reflection of your old consciousness. You are creating a new consciousness for yourself right now. And that means they're going to reflect something different in the 3D, something that is aligned with that new consciousness you're creating. So the answer is yes, absolutely yes. No matter what went down in the old 3D and in the old story and in the current or old circumstances, you can still manifest your specific person if you change your consciousness, if you change your inner perceptions about them and the situation. If you change who you dominantly are within in regards to the situation, of course you can manifest them, and of course you will manifest them. Because they'll be receiving your new energy subconsciously, and they'll be compelled to match it, they'll be compelled to align with it. And you will see that reflected in the 3D. So start treating the old story as irrelevant, start treating what they said or did as irrelevant, step into your new state, and go from there. Know the law, believe in the law, practice the premise of the law, practice the actual concepts of the law, and you will see how your life is going to change right before your eyes. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.